think it's great to use books as an escape, as entertainment, as fun, but I think just like any diet, you don't want all junk food. You want to mix in some healthy stuff, some stuff that makes you think, that challenges you to grow. So today I'm going to talk about a couple books that have really helped me craft the best version of myself. I kind of feel like if you're not growing, you're dying. So you need to always be thinking and working on yourself and growing and pushing your boundaries and facing your fears. And these are just a handful of cool books that I supremely enjoyed and really think changed my life when I read them. So I think the first thing that everyone needs to do is to get things down on paper. All these little things that are floating around in your to-do list at work, at your to-do list at home, your goals, your dreams, get them written down on paper or into an iPhone or on your computer somewhere, into some kind of system. And I think Getting Things Done is an amazing book that helps you build a system that is super simple, that can work for any type of goal, any to-do, big or small. I actually listened to Getting Things Done by David Allen on audiobook, and it came through quite well. I didn't feel like I got left behind or missed out on anything. But if I was going to recommend it today, I would rather have the physical book in front of me and to be able to flip through and kind of go back and reference things. So there's 5 steps in the Getting Things Done system. The first step is to capture. So all the little things that are floating down in your head, when something comes up, you capture it. You write it down, you put it on a sticky note, you write it in a little journal, you type an email to yourself, you just capture it some way, somehow. The second step is to clarify. Can I act on this right this second, or does it need to be added to some different place? The third step is organize. If it's a task that can be done right now, you do it right now. If it's a task that needs to be done next week, you put it in the next week file and you set up an alarm and a reminder for next week. The fourth step is called reflect. You're checking up on all your various actions at every level. And the fifth step is just engage, is just to do it. Look at the top of the to-do list and knock it off. Knock each one off the list. Getting Things Done is touted as the art of stress-free productivity, and I believe it. And I use it, and I love it. Try it out. My second book that I would recommend to everyone is called The Mayo Clinic Guide to Stress-Free Living. It's just a fantastic book all the way through. This book talks about getting out of default mode. Default mode is when you're just going through life on autopilot, totally concerned with the past or the future, and where worry just consumes you. But if you get out of that default mode and you focus on the present, you can really find and appreciate the things around you, and you start to really have gratitude for everything around you. And I feel like it really worked. I feel like this was a very life-changing book for me. And obviously, I'm still not perfect. When I'm in the Costco parking lot and it's a fucking madhouse, it still can get me going. But I feel like there was plenty of times where I was able to let my inner Buddha shine because of this book. So now that we've kind of tackled some pieces of the mind puzzle, I think the body is a very important piece of the puzzle to tackle as well. Health and fitness. So the book that I'm going to recommend is called Grain Brain by Dr. David Perlmutter. And I read this last year thinking that gluten-free stuff was pretty much bullshit and that, you know, there's just all these little things. Everybody's so restrictive on all their diets, and I was so tired of it. But I read Grain Brain and I became a total believer in gluten-free. I've been gluten-free since then, and basically through this book realized that I had a gluten intolerance. I don't have celiac disease, but eating gluten stuff makes me run to the bathroom. And it had always happened throughout my life, but I never actually put it together until this book. Only because I didn't really have aches and pains, and it didn't really stop my life from working, but finally put the pieces of the puzzle together, and it's really changed my life. Obviously, when you give diet advice, not everybody's going to take it. Everyone has their different opinions and feelings, but low carb, it works. This stuff works. It works for me. Maybe it doesn't work for you. Give it a try. Look at it. Grain Brain by Dr. David Perlmutter. So now that we've got diet out of the way, let's get into fitness. And Starting Strength by Mark Rippetoe and Lon Kilgore is the Bible of getting into the gym and lifting heavy weights. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a bodybuilder, and it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a power lifter. but I truly believe that everyone should get into the gym and lift heavy weights. I think we can all benefit from it. Stronger muscles mean stronger bones. You look sexier, there's no doubt about it, men and women. Women, you're not going to get all bulked up. Don't worry about it, just lift the weights. Men, you can get bulked up if you really put your mind to it and eat right. Going into the gym is intimidating as fuck. I know that. I've been there, even though I work out. Anytime I go to a new gym, it always feels intimidating. If you have a community college nearby, sign up, and you have the time to sign up for a weight training class at a local college. That is the way to go, because then you can kind of get the feel for all the different equipment, all the different weights, and then you can transition to a real gym. But really, getting in the gym, doing the workouts, getting sweaty, it's a great thing. And my final book that I'm going to suggest to everyone is called Never Eat Alone by Keith Ferrazzi. It's about networking, and that's something that I've always kind of been bad at. And, you know, the old adage is so true. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So the more people you know, the more people you're friends with, the bigger your network is, the more opportunities are going to come your way. And the author's take on that is that you should always be trying to help people, always be trying to bring people together. If you know a plumber over here and you know a guy over here that needs new plumbing, you put those people together and they're going to love you for it. And that your actions shouldn't have any ulterior motives. You should just do it because it feels good. And it does feel good just to do something nice for people without the expectation of anything in return. You know, Keith tells a story in his book about how he has a big long list of contacts and calendars and different things, and he called up this guy on his birthday and he started singing happy birthday to him right when he picked up the phone. And he finished the song and he didn't hear anything, and then he heard the guy crying on the other end of the line because his wife didn't remember his birthday, his family didn't remember his birthday, nobody in the office knew it was his birthday. But you know, this guy that only talks to him maybe 3 times a year, and as a contact, it's a loose contact, not a best friend, but was able to have this really deep impression on him. I found the book very entertaining, very thoughtful, just right up my alley for one of my biggest weaknesses of making friends, getting out there, putting yourself out there, mixing up with different circles. The more you're out there, the more you tell people what you love and what you do, the more they'll try to put you together with other opportunities. So let me know if you read any of these books, or if you have other books that changed your life that were kind of self-help, self-growth kind of stuff, personal development books. I'd love to hear. I'm always taking new recommendations. I love them. So thanks for watching. Take it easy.